What is poppin'? What's going on YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney. Appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow overall. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly, almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. We literally, guys, are about halfway through the NFL season this year. We're literally halfway through the season right now. So, as a result, we've gotten a sample size of about 7-8 games from pretty much all 32 NFL teams. We now know each team's weaknesses. We now know each team's strengths. We've seen some trade deadline moves, and overall, we've seen the first half of the NFL season pretty much from everyone this year. So, we gotta ask the question, who are the real teams? Who are the big boys? Who are the Super Bowl contenders? Who can win the Super Bowl? Who's really close? Who's right there? And who overall is just a fraud and overrated and a pretender? Okay, so I'm going to go over all those things in this video, okay? I do believe there are about 8 teams this year that can win the Super Bowl. 8 teams that you can make the argument that they can win enough games in the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl, and if they get there, they can win it, okay? Now, I'm going to go over some teams that I just flat out do not believe in. I'm going to go over the teams that just missed. I'm going to go over the teams that I think are ultimately the contenders. Okay, so let's start with the teams I do not believe in. I do not believe in the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not believe in the Dallas Cowboys. And I do not believe in the Kansas City Chiefs as Super Bowl contenders. I just don't believe in these 3 teams. Okay, mainly the Kansas City Chiefs, mainly due to the fact that Patrick Mahomes is hurt. I don't think they'll be able to hold it down for when he comes back. Okay, I just don't believe in this team overall. They can't stop the run. They're not great at running the football. The secondary is bad. I don't even know how good Patrick Mahomes is going to be when he comes back. Is he going to be healthy? Is he not going to be healthy? How good is he? Good, and how effective will he be when he comes back? I just have a lot of questions. I just don't think this is the Kansas City Chiefs year. I do think that if they potentially get a top 2 seed, they can make some noise. But again, I've seen the Houston Texans go into their house and win. I've seen the Indianapolis Colts go into their house and win. And I saw the Green Bay Packers go into their house and win. So I just don't think that they're a great team. They're Patrick Mahomes or bust, in my opinion. I just don't believe in Kansas City to win a Super Bowl, okay? As far as Dallas and Philadelphia goes, they are the models of inconsistency. The Dallas Cowboys look like world beaters the first 3 weeks of the season, okay? The next thing you know, they turn around, they face the Saints, they face the Packers. The Packers absolutely destroy them. The Saints, they hold them to not even scoring a touchdown, and their offense cannot even do anything to deliver in that game. When they face the New York Jets, they lost to Sam Darnold. They lost to a 1-win Jets team. So the Dallas Cowboys have lost my trust. I don't believe in their quarterback. I don't believe in their coach. I don't believe their team to be consistent enough to string together 3 or 4 wins to get to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. The same thing with the Eagles. Carson Wentz, to me, has lost too many big games. The offensive line is inconsistent. The running game is inconsistent. The secondary is one of the 5 worst secondaries in all football. I don't believe in the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think that Philly is probably the team that makes the playoffs from that division. But again, I see them winning 1 playoff game at the most. The teams that just missed this list, I think that you're not crazy if you think they can win a Super Bowl this year. You're not crazy, in my opinion. Now, there's going to be a lot of heat, okay? Because I do think the 49ers are one of those teams. I think the Houston Texans are another one of those teams. And I think, lastly, the Indianapolis Colts are one of those teams that just missed my list, okay? Let's start off with the San Francisco 49ers. I get it. They're undefeated. And they're a top 4 team right now. But as far as winning a Super Bowl, okay, they are a year away. They're 1 year away. This year's not the year. The San Francisco 49ers remind me a lot of the Los Angeles Rams the year before they won the Super Bowl. They remind me of that team because, you know, you got Kyle Shanahan, the next new great head coach. You got, Jimmy Garoppolo, a quarterback on the uprise. Jared Goff was on the uprise. You got the great running game with Todd Gurley. You got the great running game with Telvin Coleman, Breida, the all great offensive line. McKinnon's a great running back. You got your great wide receivers, Emmanuel Sanders. I love that move that they made. Deebo Samuel, Pettis, George Kittle. I mean, they got a loaded roster. They got a squad. but they're 1 year away. And I don't trust Jimmy G to go against Aaron Rodgers and beat him. I don't trust Jimmy G to go against Russell Wilson and beat him. I don't trust Jimmy G to go against Drew Brees and beat him. And even if the San Francisco 49ers get the number 1 seed, I still do not have trust and faith that they can beat one of those 3 teams. And even if the Los Angeles Rams, who are a really hot team, who added some juice with Jalen Ramsey to their team, I think that if they're on their A game, they can beat the San Francisco 49ers on the road. So that's my opinion. The 49ers are really, really good, but they're about a year away. The Houston Texans, I solely put them on here because I think Deshaun Watson is that great, okay? Now, they were actually on my Super Bowl contender list, but now that J.J. Watt is out for the season, that had to bump them down a little bit, okay? They're left with Whitney Merciless as their only great edge rusher, okay? I think that J.J. Watt is that important to that defense. He makes that defense go. Just his presence alone helps that defense in so many ways, and the secondary is already suspect, so I had to move them down to the just miss list. But again, I can see Deshaun Watson going on an Eli Manning and Aaron Rodgers type run in the playoffs. And what I mean by that is Aaron Rodgers and Eli Manning are the last 2 quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl as a wildcard team. Those 2 quarterbacks, Eli Manning and Aaron Rodgers, got hot, got clutch in the playoffs, and they elevated their team to Super Bowl status, okay? Even though their teams were not great, they elevated those teams to the Super Bowl. I think Deshaun Watson is that good. They also offensively can really keep up with teams. I think DeAndre Hopkins is really good. Kenny Stills is great. Cootie's great, okay? Will Fuller's a great deep threat. They got 2 legit tight ends now. The offensive line is getting better and better each week. So Houston offensively is going to be able to score some points with Deshaun Watson and those weapons. But again, defensively, I worry about them now they don't have J.J. Watt. They did trade for Garrett Conley. That does help their secondary, but the secondary is still not very good. If you look at their actual stats on the year, they're one of the bottom secondaries in all of football as far as the numbers go. Okay, and listen, I just don't trust Bill O'Brien. And by the way, this is the Houston Texans we're talking about. When was the last time the Houston Texans have stepped up and beaten Tom Brady in the playoffs? And that's another thing. You're going to have to beat this Patriots team. And this Patriots team might go 16-0. That's another thing with the Colts. The Colts, they're my next team on the just miss list. The Colts are really, really good. They're a solid team. I like Jacoby Brissett a lot, but the only thing about Jacoby Brissett is I don't know how I trust him in the playoffs because he's really not been there and done that yet. It's a challenge to go against Tom Brady or maybe Deshaun Watson if they face him in the wild card game. Maybe Patrick Mahomes again. Can you beat Patrick Mahomes again? I don't know, but Jacoby Brissett has not been a game manager this year. He's been more than a game manager. He's been that dude. He's been that guy. 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But the only thing about Indianapolis, I do think Indianapolis and Houston fall in the same boat. They're kind of inconsistent, okay? So, the Colts, they lose to the Chargers. They lose to the Raiders. They barely beat the Broncos the other day. So, while Houston and Indianapolis are really talented teams, I don't know if I can trust them to beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. But again, Indianapolis is a real team. This team doesn't have a lot of weaknesses. The offensive line is probably the best in football. The defensive line is great. The linebackers are great. The secondary is great. All 3 levels of the defense are really, really good. And they can bully you up front and control the clock and run the football. If you're a tough team up front and you can control the clock come playoff time, there's a spot for you. So those are the 3 teams I think that just missed, but I would not be shocked if they win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm sorry, guys. There's only about 5 teams this year that can win the Super Bowl. And those teams, the 3 obvious teams to me are the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, the New England Patriots. Those are the 3 obvious teams, guys. Those are 3 teams that are obvious. The next 2 teams are not quite as obvious, but they're in that next tier. I got the Baltimore Ravens, and I got the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, those are the 5 teams I think this year that you can bet your money on to win a Super Bowl. That I would have confidence in, okay? Once again, the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, the Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Baltimore Ravens, okay? Let's start with the 3 obvious teams. Green Bay and New Orleans and the Patriots. Those are the 3 best teams to me. Let's start with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers playing like an MVP candidate once again. He has a great running game with Aaron Jones. The offensive line has played really well. They're 4-0 without Devontae Adams. They've beaten some really, really good teams. So Green Bay's a real threat. Anytime you have Aaron Rodgers and a defense that can get off the field and create turnovers, that's the one thing about Green Bay's defense. They will bend a little bit, but they will not break. They will get the football back to Aaron Rodgers. They create turnovers. they're great. The one thing about the Packers that they do well is they don't turn it over on offense, and they will get the ball back on defense to their offense. So they take the football away, and they take care of the football on the offensive side. Aaron Rodgers, it's been proven. The last time Aaron Rodgers had a great defense, he won a Super Bowl, guys. This Green Bay Packers team is legit. An Aaron Rodgers-led team, when he's hot, and a defense that can get off the field and create stops and get turnovers for him, and a running game that he can rely on finally with Aaron Jones, that's a scary sight. I do even think that Green Bay still has a level that they can tap into that they have not gotten to yet. So Green Bay is a legit Super Bowl contender. The New Orleans Saints, where is the weakness? Okay, Drew Brees, elite quarterback. Running game, elite. Offensive line, elite. Defensive line, has 4 first-round picks on that defensive line. Okay, linebacker core, really good. Demario Davis is not talked about enough. You need to put some respect on Demario Davis' name, okay? The secondary, Marshawn Lattimore, elite players all over, okay? The Saints do not have a weakness. And they're not quarterback dependent. And what I mean by that is they don't need Drew Brees to be great. They showed you that they can win games without Drew Brees, okay? They went 5-0 without a Hall of Fame quarterback, Drew Brees, okay? They beat the Seattle Seahawks on the road. They beat the Chicago Bears on the road. They beat the Dallas Cowboys at home. And they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road and the Arizona Cardinals without Drew Brees. That shows you how complete your football team is. If you can go 5 weeks without a Hall of Fame quarterback and go 5-0, that tells you a lot about the coaching staff, a lot about how good and how well coached the football team is. That shows you that they do not need Drew Brees to be great in order to win. And that's crazy because Drew Brees, most of the time, he's going to be great. I do believe that Green Bay and New Orleans are probably going to meet for the NFC Championship game this year. That's my bet. I think Green Bay and New Orleans are better than San Francisco. I think San Francisco is a year away. I do think that Aaron Rodgers is good enough to elevate this Green Bay Packers team to the NFC title just because he's so great and he's playing at MVP level once again. The Packers and Saints, to me, are the 2 best teams. I do think that if Aaron Rodgers is hot, he can carry this team to a win over New Orleans. I do believe that New Orleans has the ability to stop Green Bay. So they're on a collision course right there. The New England Patriots, look, they won the Super Bowl last year, guys, and they got better. They're a better team than they were last year, and they just won the Super Bowl, okay? That's scary. That's amazing. This is the best defense since the Legion of Boom. It's the best defense since the LOB. The Legion of Boom, the Seattle Seahawks that annihilated Peyton Manning in that Super Bowl, okay? This defense is on that level, okay? They're really, really good. And another thing with the Patriots is they're pretty much by default the favorite to come out of their conference. So they have to be a Super Bowl contender. Houston has questions. Indianapolis has questions. The Chiefs have questions. The Ravens have questions. And they're undefeated now. So, look, the Patriots are really, really good. Their defense is elite. You know Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are going to get things done come playoff time. I would be shocked if the Patriots do not make the Super Bowl once again. I do believe, however, that the Saints and Packers should be favored to beat them because I do think Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees at this point in their career are better than Tom Brady. They're playing at a higher level than Tom Brady. Tom Brady does look kind of washed at times. He does look kind of old. The offensive line is in question. The wide receivers are in question. They did add Mohamed Sanu, so that does help a lot. But again, I will not bet on the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. I do think they have a chance to really go 16-0 this year. But again, the Patriots, they're contenders bottom line. We'll get to who can win the Super Bowl down the road, but the Patriots are contenders. The Ravens. The Ravens, to me, are the team that matches up best with the New England Patriots. And I'll tell you why, okay? When you have a dynamic young quarterback in Lamar Jackson that can beat you running the football and throwing the football, you're going to have troubles and issues if you're Bill Belichick, okay? Lamar Jackson has a chance to throw for 4,000 yards this year and rush for 1,000 yards. That's never been done in the history. He's an MVP candidate. And one thing the Ravens do well is they will pound that football on the ground. Their running game is the best in football with Mark Ingram, Justice Hill, and Lamar Jackson being the running dual threat quarterback that he is. They can keep Tom Brady off the field. They can ground and pound you up front. They will not get bullied at the line of scrimmage. This offensive line is a top 3 offensive line in all of football. And also, the secondary is really, really good. Jimmy Smith is coming back, okay? They added Marcus Peters. To me, he was the missing piece of that defense. They have Marlon Humphrey, so they have 3 legitimate cornerbacks now. So I get a head coach in John Harbaugh that has beaten Bill Belichick, so I don't think coaching will be an issue when they go up against the Patriots. You know they can run the football. You know they can keep Tom Brady out the field, and they have a dynamic young quarterback that can give Bill Belichick fits, okay? So that's my thing with the Patriots. I am very interested to see how the Ravens match up with the Patriots during the regular season. But again, I think the Ravens are really good. They went to Seattle and won. It was a big win for the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're a really good team. I think the Marcus Peters trade really put them over the top as far as, being a Super Bowl contender. The one thing I will say about the Ravens, though, is they don't have a great pass rush. It's the only thing I really worry about, and they really do miss C.J. Mosley. They really miss Darius Smith and C.J. Mosley. But again, at this point, I trust the Ravens more than I trust the Colts. The Colts, whenever I see them go against Tom Brady, they choke. Whenever I see the Texans go against Tom Brady, they choke. Deshaun Watson makes it close, but again, Deshaun Watson's on a flawed football team, okay? Lamar Jackson, the coaching staff, the running game, the infrastructure of the Ravens, the offensive game plan they can create, the secondary that they have that can bother Tom Brady, the Ravens, to me, are the best bet to match up with the Patriots. And lastly, the Seattle Seahawks. To me, kind of like the Houston Texans. Russell Wilson is just that dude. He's like Aaron Rodgers. He's like Eli Manning was back when Eli Manning was in his prime and beating Tom Brady in the playoffs, okay? I could see a situation where Russell Wilson is playing like that dude and that MVP candidate, and they're a hot team. They can reel off 3 or 4 straight wins and win the Super Bowl. They have the head coach. They have the great running game. Chris Carson, to me, is one of the most underrated running backs in all of football and one of the most underrated players in all of football. They're well coached. They're great on third down. They don't turn the football over. They're well coached, like I said, and they got that dude at quarterback. Anytime you have a great quarterback, you're great on third down, you can run the football, and you're a tough football team that does not make mistakes, and you have that guy at quarterback, you can win a Super Bowl. Seattle's a real Super Bowl threat. They're a great team. The only thing about Seattle is I think they're too Russell Wilson dependent. So if Russell Wilson plays bad, I'm going to push back on them. But again, as far as the teams in the NFC, I don't trust Dallas. I don't trust the Eagles. I don't trust the Rams. I don't trust the 49ers. So I got to pick another team. So I think Seattle's that third team in the NFC. So as far as the Super Bowl contenders go, the 3 teams in the NFC I would bet on is the Packers, the Saints, and the Seahawks. And the AFC, I would bet on the Patriots and the Ravens. As far as the teams that just missed, they're the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, and the San Francisco 49ers, who I do think are about a year away. The Dallas Cowboys, I do not believe in. The Philadelphia Eagles, I do not believe in. And the Kansas City Chiefs, because of what they have around Patrick Mahomes, I do not believe in him. I do not believe in them. I do not believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to be great coming off a major injury midway through the season, being thrown right back into the fire. So that's my list right there. That's why I think about Super Bowl contenders this year. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.